Howdy. Thanks for joining me. This is cabin build in the end of June 2024. You're looking at my makeshift tent, my new storage facility I built when my dad was here. But so basically there's a bunch of stuff under the cabin that I need to move out because I'm sealing the bottom of the cabin up. So I ended up building this tent here. I got 4 trees that I sort of framed off of. And I got some supports in the ground. Lots of support up top. So I had a tent last year that I stored my wood in over the winter, and it eventually collapsed because of the snow. So I got a little experience with these tent battles. So I'm hoping I can kind of maneuver the top of the tent and clean the snow off. But it's going to be something this winter to see if this thing stands. So I kind of put a lot of support up, trying to shed the water, shed the snow, but I don't know, this might all collapse, we'll see. So I got, I guess, like 3 big projects going on right now. So moving the stuff out of the bottom so that I can seal the bottom of the cabin up. I know that's the first big one. When my dad was here, he built all these frames. Pretty nice job building these frames here. So, got the frames there. I got to set them in place. And then I got this material. This stuff, it's Durarock with like a waterproof sealant on top of it, this red stuff. So basically, I'm going to frame in between my posts, and then we're going to put up that Durarock, and I'm probably going to bury it about a foot in the ground. Try to keep the chipmunks out and the critters in case they try to, dig their way underneath. So you'll have the sheet of that red Durarock there, and then I want to mortar stone on the front of that. So I might just grab stone from around the property and do it. If I do thin stone, it's like $4 or $5 grand. So I might end up doing the thin stone stuff. But it's going to just have this red stuff, though, for a while. Just to seal the bottom off, insulate behind it. And the reason I got to do all this is I hired the plumbers in April. They came out and finished hooking up my waste and drain system. I was like 80% done with it. They had to fix something, and then they finished the rest of it. And then they also put in all their the water pipes, all this copper you see. So I got to seal this bottom off to protect the water. It's going to flow through here in the winter. So then my another project I have, I'm going to hire an excavator to come and take out a bunch of these stumps. I think I'm going to take some of these trees down that are near the cabin. Just because it's probably time to get rid of them. I'm going to miss them, but it is what it is. I need more space in here. But the major reason I'm hiring this excavator is because I get water coming down the hillside toward the cabin here. And if I seal the bottom off, I don't want any water getting down in there. So basically, I don't know if you can see it very well, but I dug this little trench here by hand, and it fills up pretty easily. So I'm going to have this guy excavate a giant moat around this side of the cabin, basically make a little stream to capture all the water and shoot it away from the cabin. So I plan on, I talked to the guy, and he said I need to take out this hemlock tree right behind the cabin there. So I'll probably do this in a couple months, take some trees out, get everything out of the way for the guy, and hire him so he can come out and dig this giant trench to protect the cabin from water. Then let's see, I'll bring you inside for the third big project. So, I got the plumbers in here. I got my heating tank, my holding tank, my pump on top. There's going to be a slop sink there. I went with copper because I don't like PEX. There's a lot of leaching from the plastic of PEX, and copper is actually really good for structuring your water. It's just you don't want it to get cold because it'll burst. So I got to really insulate the bottom there. But the third big project I have is I got to tile this bathroom so I can set my sink. Because I got to get these plumbers back out here to set my sink and set my toilet, set my bathtub I got. It's going to be back there. I got it sitting over here right now. So I've been busy getting this all prepped for the tile. That's what everybody says, the prep in the tile work is the worst. So I hope that's the case. We got one piece up on the ceiling up there. So it's kind of a test piece. I put a bunch of mortar behind it, got it up in place, and hammered it with that mallet, and it stuck. Leveled it out, got it stuck up there, and it seems like it's secure. I mean, this is my first time really doing tiling. So, and especially on a ceiling, you're kind of like, how's this going to work? So, looks like it's going to hold. I'm going to try and pull on it, make sure. But, going to get this bathroom, just this kind of a 4-foot section in the very back where the tub's going to be. It's going to be tiled. And then the whole floor is going to be tile. But then I'm going to do tongue and groove where you don't see the Schluter system stuff. So, and then you probably haven't seen, I was able to get a lot of the tongue and groove up during the winter in the great room here. Well, that's basically where I'm at. It's almost July, and my permit is up in February. So I'm kind of trying to see where I get, from here to then. Got a lot to do, but figure if I get home every night, do a couple hours, do at least one day every weekend, like a full 8-hour day. See if I can get it done. Finally get the occupancy permit. But it's been quite the journey. I'm about 5 years into this. And I'm finally kind of seeing the end. Even when I get the permit done, I still got a lot to do, but I don't know. I'd encourage anybody who's thinking about building their own place, just jump into it and do it. Try to do it without debt. You know, I didn't go into debt doing any of this, and it's really pushed me to push my limits, drove me half insane. It's stresses you out to where you really don't get stressed anymore. So I don't know. I think it's been really good for my inner world as well as my outer world, giving myself this kind of challenge. Thank you all for watching. You know, I'll be back with more crazy videos and things. Enjoy yourselves.